Well, good evening and welcome back, Delmarva. Today, Pepsi Bottling Ventures in Salisbury permanently stopping production after more than a century in operation. WMDT's Tara Williams spoke with local experts on how this not only affects the workers, but the economy as well.
Well, a bottle of Pepsi only costs a few bucks, but for some, it costs them their job. And the question on the Eastern Shore is, what will this cost our economy?
Nothing lasts forever. Nothing will stay the same. It will continue to evolve. And our goal is to continue to diversify the economic base so we're less reliant upon any one industry or any one company for our economic viability.
Pepsi Bottling Ventures has been in operation for 109 years, and November 22, 2024 marks their last day of operation at the Snow Hill Road location. Their closure comes on the heels of Cadista Pharmaceuticals, who closed earlier this year. David Ryan, Executive Director of Salisbury Wacomico Economic Development, or SWED, says this is merely an opportunity to expand.
We're grounded in agriculture and poultry. That's clearly a solid foundation. And then the higher education sector is important, the healthcare sector is important, manufacturing as a whole is important. And the more of those economic clusters we have, the more immune we'll be to any big significant impacts on our economy.
Roughly 20 workers were affected by the shutdown, and Pepsi informed their team members back in September they would be closing and would help with the transitions, saying in part, quote, "Production for our Maryland and Delaware locations will be moved to North Carolina as part of our continued optimization of operations. We are grateful for the 109-year legacy our Snow Hill Road location has in the community and thankful for our team members and their contributions." End quote. Bonnie Ney, job placement coordinator of the Lower Shore Workforce Alliance, says they created a rapid response to help those affected.
They're interested in possibly changing careers and getting some training to lead to a new career, or ways that they could seek other employment doing similar work that they already were doing at Pepsi.
While it's hard to know how much this affects the Lower Eastern Shore, for people like Lonnie Stamps, who worked at the plant for 5 years, it will be a transition moving forward.
It was a little shocking when the news came, but we just held through to the end. They did pretty well. Amidst everything that happened the past couple months, they did this pretty well.
And though bottling production will come to a halt, Pepsi will continue to be a staple in the community. In Salisbury, Tara Williams, WMDT.
Yeah, the Lower Shore Workforce Alliance says they provide assistance for youth and adults and for businesses, along with individuals seeking employment opportunities and educational expansion. If you or someone you know is in need of work-related assistance, give them a call, 410-341-3835. Meanwhile, Groove City will be hosting a Thanksgiving giveaway. The free event takes place tomorrow at 3 p.m. in Cambridge. Their goal is to serve 300 hot meals, which includes 100 turkeys and food boxes to send home with people who come. After the giveaway, they are having a bingo party. Owner of the store, Isaac Adams, tells us he enjoys this time of year. Why? Because it presents the opportunity to give back to the community.
Getting the food, to making the flyers, to passing the food out, just everything about it, man. It's just like that's what we do it for. That's what I do it for, man. To give back, you know what I mean? And it's a great, beautiful feeling.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, right? And I got to tell you, I love me some bingo. Well, once again, that event starts at 3 p.m. and it's located at 441 Race Street in Cambridge. Well, turkey time is fast approaching, and what better way to celebrate than to help those in need? Next week's Highway to Hedges Feed One, Teach One will be providing meals to homeless individuals. Organizer founder Janice Johnson says this is their second annual event, and last year they fed over 50 people. Johnson regularly feeds unhoused individuals and those in transition all across the Delmarva Peninsula. She says this year they got a first-time donation from Save-A-Lot, and she's giving back because it hits close to home.
This year we're doing turkey, mashed potatoes with gravy, all the trimmings. This touches my heart because I once was where these people are at during transition. So I lived the streets and I beat the streets and stuff. So this right here is just really close home to me.
Absolutely. Now, Johnson and her team will be handing out hot meals at 1 p.m. on Monday, November 25th, between the Candied Yam and Acme in Salisbury. The meal is open to anyone, but those who are in most need will be served first. All right, and it's time to throw things over to our chief meteorologist, Rich Werdzik, who's standing by. Rich, it was a pretty nasty day out there today, but you know what? Our weekend is a different story, right?
Yes, it is, and I like how you're softening it up for me, Rob. So I'm bearer of bad news today. Today was nasty. It was awful. However you want to put it on there. I mean, it was raw, it was windy, it was rainy, and the feels like temperature was an issue too. It felt like the 20s and 30s all day. Not much improvement tonight, but where we go from here, like Rob said, the weekend shows improvement tomorrow, but especially as we go into Sunday. This is the wind chill through tomorrow morning. Note that finally get out of the 30s there by 11 and 1 p.m. there in the afternoon. It'll feel like the 40s. It's still going to be blustery tomorrow. The wind not really backing off until we get to the second half of the weekend, but our Sunday forecast looks even better. We're going to be in the 50s tomorrow, but it will feel like the 50s on Sunday with less of a breeze. And overall, lots of sun this weekend, so there will be improvements all around. Already happening right now. We had that light to moderate rain locked in the area. It is quickly starting to move out here just south of Seaford and Georgetown, where we had some rain here earlier. Salisbury over to Quantico, Westover, and then down to Chincoteague. Even a few leftover showers there for Ocean Pines and Ocean City. And this is all around an area of low pressure up in the New York City area that just continues to sit right there, but it is slowly working east. And it should be off the coast here later tonight and into tomorrow. And that's going to invite high pressure off to the west to start to nudge in and give us some quieter conditions here. But man, that conveyor belt of cool air, we really felt it today. Eventually getting back into a southerly breeze, which should bring us milder temperatures into the 60s to start early next week. That's what you look at here on Futurecast, and it should be a very nice start to the week. And then things start to change rapidly again. We have another cold front set to move in from the west sometime Tuesday, early Tuesday. It's not going to be much of a weather maker. It'll bring us some showers, but it's going to drop the temperature back down. And it won't be cold enough for snow. And we're getting close again because that rain snow line is just going to be a few hours to our north and west. But this system is going to bring a chilly rain for us for Thanksgiving. It looks like more than likely, based on this track, that we would get into some wet weather. And then into Black Friday, on the backside of this system, it's going to tap into some true cold air, like Arctic air. And we're not going to see temperatures above 50 for quite some time, at least coming out of the weekend. We're going to look at the weekend being in the 40s for highs, nighttime lows in the 20s. So that's the temperature trend here. And if I was to take you even further out, Thursday, December 5th, this trend taking us all the way there, well below average temperatures that would stay with highs in the 40s and nighttime lows in the 20s. So we're looking at several nights potentially with a hard freeze. No freezing temperatures tonight. The rain also will be out of here well before we see any numbers down there into the mid-30s. 52 to 57 tomorrow. We'll call it blustery, but it'll be mostly sunny, and it will feel a little better throughout the day. Brace your Scarborough Care dog walking forecast showing you that there. Green paws tomorrow as we dry out. In your marine forecast, looking at a small craft advisory for the Chesapeake, and gale warnings continue for the Atlantic. And you're looking at the 7-day forecast here at the coast, and there's that chance for rain, and we'll talk more about the 7-day coming up here in just a few minutes. Brandon.
All right, thanks, Rich. Stick around. Your top plays from the week that was coming up next. You're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.
I'm Sayla Foreman with Wild High Girls Basketball, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.